Welcome to my show. All messages. Okay. This is the second time I'm trying to live stream. Yeah, there were some technical difficulties with my phone, but maybe we'll try it again. Got one person in here. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, there we go. The chat's here. I was on before, folks. I was here about 8 minutes ago, and there was no chat. There was no chat going. So I'm back again. I'm going to go ahead and post both of the lives. All of my past lives are posted, and there's highlights. YouTube picks my highlights. I don't pick them. Let's see. Coffee Julie, 1998. Hello, how are you doing? Kelly Nunez, 9974. Hello. Randall. Coffee Julie, 1998 said hi. Hi there. Tina Kennedy, 6458. Hello there. Dasha, 7687. Hello from Europe. You were first. I can see you now. Yes, I can. Kelly Nunez, I can see you too. Yeah, I was on about 9 minutes ago, and I put it on all messages, and nobody came on. There was no chat. I was just talking or waiting or something like that. But I just wanted to reiterate that I really hope that everybody had, well, all Americans had a happy, well, the whole world had a happy 4th of July because, well, a happy 4th of July means that the United States is still here as a country, as a nation, as a republic, and we protect the free world still. So it was a wonderful 4th of July. I saw all of my fireworks on another platform. I saw them on TikTok. I think I saw a couple, maybe one on YouTube on this platform. But it was cool. I lived in Los Angeles for 30 years. After I moved out of the Philadelphia area, and out there's just a bunch of illegal fireworks. They just shoot them up all over the place. You've probably seen them on your smartphone. I've been seeing them for a long time. In real life, they used to fire shotguns up in the air in the backyard in South Central Los Angeles and over there in East LA, and even in the northern part, Van Nuys and Pacoima, if you know where that is. Let's see who's in here. Love all your 007. Thank you. Christian Nunez. How do you protect the free world? Well, it's if we did not protect the free world, the United States of America and some of the world that's not free, we make free. If we did not have the military that we have and the economic power that we have, and the world would be a very different place. You can take that to the bank. We've been doing it. We saved Europe from the fascist. We saved it, and we saved it from being overrun by the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics too. We also saved China from the imperial Japanese crazy empire that they had back in the 1930s and 40s. That we had a bunch of brainwashed soldiers and stuff like that. My grandfathers, when they were teenagers, protected the world from turning into a very dark place. Coffee Julie, are you okay? The fire on the western side of the state is getting contained. That's great. Are you in Nebraska? Coffee Julie 1998. I know that Nebraska is the second largest beef producing state in the country after Texas. I thought it was Oklahoma, but I was wrong. And I know that there was a huge, hundreds of acre fire over there. And they had to pull in people from South Dakota and Iowa and different places to help put it out. You're from Indonesia. Indonesia. That is where the is that Kuala Lumpur is in Indonesia, where they have the tallest building in the world, I believe. And there's an engineering company in New Jersey called Thornton Tomasetti in Newark, New Jersey, that were the engineers that made that building possible. They did the structural engineering for that building with the little walkway in between. Yeah. That's where the engineers are from. Thornton Tomasetti in Newark, New Jersey, in downtown Newark, New Jersey. About my life in LA, that I have made a lot of friends, and that I got sober in LA. In Hollywood, in North Hollywood, well, the Hollywood area, I had a lot of people that were in the 12-step recovery meetings that unselfishly gave of their time and their self to me to show me how to get clean and stay clean off of alcohol, weed, and coke. I never got into speed. I never was into that. I didn't like the whole scene. That's a very dangerous drug. Fentanyl's worse, but well, they're both bad. No, I don't have any idea about that. You can go like, why? Chat's normal now. Yeah, it's better now. Yeah. Okay, Godfather Glenn, gay guy. When you lose chat or think chat is frozen, just close YouTube, open it back up, and it will ask if you want to resume the live, and it will bring back everything. I think that's what I did. I'm pretty sure that's what I did. It's the first time it's ever happened to me. Here in Colorado, I've been to Colorado. I have family there. I have family in Aurora, and I had family in Lakewood, Colorado for a while. I've been to the bottom of Pikes Peak when I was a child. My father took me out there. I've been to Grand Junction too. No way, that was my friend. Sorry. Oh, it was the absent. Oh, it was an Aspen Acre fire. I did not know there was a fire there. You know, they have valleys in between those mountains, and a lot of those valleys and sides of those mountains can catch on fire if there's not enough rain. All it takes is someone throwing a cigarette butt out the window or a transformer blowing, and then all of a sudden you got a fire in a real rural area where there's not a lot of fire engines. Well, I'm sure that Aspen is overloaded with all kinds of fire protection. But still, some of those fires in the rural areas, they just burn. I mean, before us Europeans were here, it was just Native Americans, those fires would just burn and burn and burn. They just naturally burn. Back in the 1800s, they would just burn. There was no such thing as fire retardant and super scoopers they use out in California and all that kind of stuff and dumping water all over them. They just kept on burning. Thank you. Thank you, Avinash, 7555. Thank you for the compliment. Okay, I do not look like that person, and you are slandering me, and you're gone. Is a Mercedes reliable? To be honest with you, I remember Mercedes from the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s and stuff like that. I do not know about Mercedes-Benz now. I would like to safely assume that Mercedes-Benz makes a quality car. They do drive like trucks. I know. I had a Mercedes. They drive like trucks, especially the diesel ones. They're good for long distance drives. Quicksilver. I do not know what a Mercedes C200 is. That seems like it's a littler. Is it a smaller one? I know BMWs and Mercedes tend to last a while. They're very durable. They're a very durable car. They cost a lot less money in Germany. I put a little bit, I do it because there's a little bit of gray hair and a little bit of gray hair. So I just put it over everything, my natural color. It just covers up my natural color. Because I don't have gray hair up here or in the back. It's just a little bit here and a little bit here. But I don't use that stuff just for men. You know why? Because that stuff's really bad for you. I think it's taken off the market. I think it causes health problems. Pancho Loco says 2009, too old. You'll have mechanical problems. Oh, it's a used car. Okay, let me think. 17 years old. You know, a Mercedes can last for 30 years if it's maintained. If it's maintained, it can last 20 years if you want to take the engine out with a hoist, a chain and a hoist, and rebuild the engine and then put it back in. You could do that, and a Mercedes can go another 20 years. There's people in Germany that have 50-year-old Mercedes. They just have it as a second car, then they'll buy another car, and they use it. That's how well made they are. Thank you. Thank you, Cosmic Dust 00. I'm not sure where Bishop's Castle is, but I'm not sure. I'm going to look into it in the news. I do read. Are you a scientist? No. My grandfather was my father was a mechanical engineer by trade, but he was an aerospace engineering manager for RCA in Camden, New Jersey, and then also at RCA Astro Electronics and also at GE. And then he opened up his own business. And he had contracts with the military, United States military, and also some other countries for commercial satellites. He got into satellites. His father was a mathematician that had to report to President Dwight D. Eisenhower back in the 50s when they were making the first computers to control the banks and the Social Security and stuff. So I do have scientists in my family, yes, and engineers also, and research people. Yeah, it depends on how much money you have for parts. David Sutton, welcome in. Want to grab a big tube steak and eat treat. They are trash. Toyota's the best. I think a Toyota Camry is a really good car. I'm hearing from mechanics that they're actually better than Hondas these days. Hondas used to be the best as far as durability. Yeah, I know I look like a movie star, but I'm not. I worked in sales. Apple rolled far from tree. Personally, really the Japanese technology and electronics. Yeah, I saw that slide that you gave me, the person before. Yeah, whatever. Smartass. Yes, Toyota, you are right. Just for Men hair is still for sale and on the market. Been using it for a year, bro. I did. There was, and that's for people that just need to get a little gray off the sides. You'll start getting gray when you're like in your early 40s if you're a guy. Okay. I did read an article that it was causing medical problems in people. That's why I would never use it. You might want to look back on Google it and find out what that was all about. SP Real Gaming 4323 SP Real Gaming 5101. Don't know if you remember me from last week, but I took your advice and I am cigarette free now. Well, I'm glad that you're cigarette free. Just keep it up. If you feel like smoking a cigarette, go to the store, buy that cheap gum, like that extra gum that comes in a pack or something. Just chew gum. That's what I did. I just chewed gum. Or I went on I got the Walmart brand of nicotine patches. Yes. And I went through the program. I did that 5 times before I stopped smoking cigarettes completely. I'm 5 years and a couple months off of cigarettes. And I can run a mile now easily, fast. It's different now. In about 6 months, you're going to feel really good. I'll be praying for you. I'm really proud of you for doing that. It'll save your life. Bishop's Castle, I do believe James Bishop started building it in 1969, and he just passed away in 2024, but his son took over, and it is a free place to go and check out. I would like to check that out. In Aspen. I think I'm going to cruise through Aspen one more time in my life. JF Fernie, 26, fantastic to listen to you. Thoroughly enjoy your life. Well, thank you very much. And thank you all for pushing the subscribe button. It's free to do, and I do have a goal. I have 1,300 and some change subscribers, and my goal by September the 1st is to have 10,000 subscribers. I know I can meet that goal, but I need you to do it because I can't subscribe to myself, but you can. If you could tell all your friends, analog, digital, any kind of social media platform, at work, at the bus stop, wherever you are, about Hollywoodland22. What a great channel this is. And we talk about all kinds of things on here, whatever you want to talk about. Okay, and you're gone. And you're gone. Okay, which brings me to someone talking about race again or something like that. This is what goes on. Check this out. On Hollywoodland22, and my name's Randall. You can call me Randy or Randall. My channel name on YouTube is Hollywoodland22. You can probably reach me by my handle, which is at Hollywoodland21. And there's 3 things that I do not allow on my channel that will get you blocked forever and you'll never be able to come back. Number 1, not necessarily in this order of importance, but number 1, no anti-Semitic comments in the chat. Any anti-Semitism will get you blocked from my channel forever. Number 2, no racial bigotry or any racially bigoted comments in my channel, or it will get you blocked forever. You are not wanted here if you're like that. Number 3, no talking nasty about women or children. If you do anything like that, you will be blocked immediately and don't ever come back here again. Those are the only 3 rules I have. You could talk about Trump. You could talk about Biden. You could talk about Obama. You could talk about Obama's wife that probably, I don't know if they're together anymore, but you could talk about her too. You could talk about Joe Biden's wife. You could talk about their kid that likes to do blow in the bathroom in the White House and got caught. Okay, you could talk about all that stuff. You could talk about Alex Jones, and you could talk about flying saucers and all that other stuff, and talk to me about how the world is flat and it's not round and all that other stuff. You could talk to me about all that stuff. Just those 3 things I mentioned. Don't put in my chat. Oh, another thing. I don't mind if you make fun of me, if you're a funny troll or something like that. I like silly trolls and stuff like that. However, if I find that you are slandering me or slandering my character, you're gone. There is somebody from my past that is out there that is not happy that I'm alive and seem to be relatively content with my life. I found out about it. They are not a family member. And they're saying nasty things behind my back. They're lying about my character. It may be in real life. It might be also on a social media platform, but there's somebody out there that's doing it. And I can guarantee you, if you're a live streamer, there's somebody that you know in your real life that's talking shit behind your back, that doesn't like you, if they even feel that you're even mildly successful in your life, or they just perceive you to be that way, or for no reason at all. There's people like that. Most people are not like that, but there are. I'm very aware of it. Hi, Retro Plank. How are you doing? I love your teeth. It's look like something. Yeah, I have to get, these implants came out and I have to get some new ones. Oh, I missed a spot shaving around here. I have to get these implants put back in. I'll pray for you too, Kevin. I'm going to be praying for you. Ronnie Lindauer, 3967. Have you been in movies? No. No, I was a salesman. I sold aluminum and vinyl siding. I was a retail store manager. I sold ladies' shoes. I sold ladies' accessories. I got a lot of phone numbers when I was a young guy. It was wonderful. Motel 6 was wonderful to me. They always left the light on for me. I'm sure you are. At Drilla910D wants to let everybody know that they are gay. I'm glad you're happy. I do not tell anyone how old I am. Okay, you're 14. That means that you're not supposed to be here and you're gone. Meet Robert Redford, William Dodryman Javar, 85. I know. When he was younger. No, I'm not famous and I'm not infamous either. What's my incentive to do what? To hit the subscribe button? To do your civic duty. This is a non-monetized channel. YouTube does not pay me anything to be on here. They don't. I am not going to monetize my channel. Well, number one, because I don't need the money. Second of all, because I'm not going to waste my time monetizing this channel until I get at least 5,000 subscribers. If I get to 5,000 subscribers, then I will monetize this channel. I will do that. Then I'll make a little bit of passive income or something like that, just to get some money to go down to the store and buy a few things. But I almost entirely have this channel to meet other people and just to talk about fixing things. I like to solve problems. I don't like to create them. I like to solve them. If you want to stay sober, if you want to stay off of alcohol and stay off of rugs and any kind of stuff like that, ask me. I asked Jesus Christ to take the cravings to do coke, weed, and alcohol away from me in 2008 in February. And guess what? Just like that, the cravings went away. I was about 6 months sober. I got sober in August 8th of 2007. I'm coming up on 19 years of sobriety from those substances, and I'm also 5 years and 2 months off of cigarettes. I can jog 3 miles. I can run a straight mile. I can walk about 10 miles. And it feels pretty good. I'm sleeping better at night too. So my cardiovascular health has greatly improved by not smoking cigarettes for that long. Let's see what the temperature is here. We're going to mess with this. Mess with this. Okay, here we go. See? Cool. We're going to bring it down to 73. Yes, it's exactly what I wanted. Thank you. I look famous. Wow. It's been a while since somebody told me that. John Dory, I'm trying to work on myself. Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back, what did he say to Luke Skywalker? He said, no try, do or do not. Remember? I don't know if you're old enough to remember that movie. I am. I was a kid when that came out. Kenneth McCauley. Hello there. Luke plays, I like crackers. Do you? Really? Okay, this person Colby Jack is going to go away because he's saying things that are racially bigoted and he's off my channel. We're not going to have any of that around here. It's not socially acceptable. And quite frankly, it's just plain wrong. Life is short and fragile. My recommendation is, unless a person is truly evil and they're a bad person or a criminal or something like that, do your best to be cordial with everybody. It makes life a lot easier for you and the other person. No, I'm a salesman. I grew up in Philadelphia and also in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, a long time ago, in ancient times. Is this Snyder from One Day at a Time? No, it's not. You remember that show? I was a little kid when that was out. I watched reruns of it later. It was kind of funny when I was an adult and I could understand the jokes. You like bourbon digestives? Joe Biden. Those are great rules. Thank you. Thank you at Sherry Gomez 7397. That's the only 3 rules I have. The 4th rule is no slander of me or my character. Or if you're slandering somebody else in the chat or something like that, I can't get you at all. But you really shouldn't do that. It proves, if you're slandering somebody in a chat, it proves how much of a coward you really are, okay? Because you do know that social media is the last place on this planet for bad behavior and that you can mostly get away with it, okay? You do know that if you're a man and you're talking garbage on any man's channel, you wouldn't say that to a guy at a bar or at a parking lot, any guy, because he would show you the asphalt, wouldn't he? You little punk ass bitch, go back to your mother's house and live. And by the way, you dudes that are living with your mom and stuff that are not paying for at least your part of the groceries and giving her some rent money or something, they're like almost 30 years old. You really need to grow up and start holding your mud and handling your business, and at least live with your mom and go work full time in another part-time job like that, and pay for maybe a third of your mother's mortgage payment or something like that, or rent or something. You need to grow up and be a real man and stop being a little bitch boy. That's for all the little bitch boys that like to put comments in my in my chat. Women can talk crap all they want. I don't care. Women are supposed to be like that. They say whatever they want. What am I going to do? It's a woman. Damn, those are the only things I like talking about. Really. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit manic today. You look like Roadhouse if you did. I don't do that stuff. I do not use, I'm not messed up. I've never used it. I don't use it. I don't like the people that use it. It's not that I don't like the people that use it. I don't like when people do use it. It skeeves me out. It makes me feel uncomfortable. If I see somebody actively on speed, it makes me feel I just feel bad. When I have the thing is about dangerous controlled substances, chemicals, coke, speed, weed, alcohol, or whatever, especially the rugs. When you have a friend or a family member that's currently using them, and you know what they're like when they're not on them, and they're a really nice person. For me, it's only if they're a really nice, kind, and gentle person, like a wonderful person with a big heart, and they're not evil. They're good. They're decent people, but they have a problem, and they have a problem with speed, coke, or some other kind of rug, and they get on it, or whatever. And they're a friend of mine. It makes me hurt inside my heart. It causes like actual real pain in my heart, because I pray that they would stop doing it, because I know that they can have cardiac arrest. I know that something could happen to them because they're using, especially uppers, coke or speed. And when you see a friend or a family member that you care about, or somebody or someone you love doing that stuff, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. You can ask them to stop. You can encourage them to go to a 12-step recovery meeting, which I do. You can ask them to turn their life over to Jesus, or to ask Jesus to take the cravings away. However, they need to stop doing the speed or the coke or whatever kind of rug they're on. But there is free will. People, even people that are in your family, people you know, whether they're on social media or whether or not they're in real life, because this is real life too, believe it or not. Don't get it twisted. When they don't stop or they continue to use, it's psychologically and emotionally and spiritually, it's spiritually very painful to me, personally, to people that I love. And I try not to think about it, and I pray for them, but that's all I can do. You can help them, but they have to want to stop. The individual addicted to substances, they have to want to stop, not for themselves, not for somebody else, not for their family, not for their child, not for their best friend, for themselves. They have to want to choose life over death. I chose life. I chose life on August the 7th, the day before I was completely clean. August the 7th of 2007, I chose to live instead of putting chemicals in my body. And Jesus, and I could do it for myself for 6 months, but after that, I got the cravings. I was just about to come back out and use them. And you know what? I asked Jesus to take the cravings away, and they were gone just like that. and coming up on 19 years clean now. I know about other things too, but I just thought I might let you know that. Has anybody ever experienced what I've experienced? A friend or a family member that you care about a lot that's using chemicals, and they you don't know if they've stopped or they're using, and it worries you. It hurts a lot, doesn't it? I don't know who you are. I don't know why you said that. That's weird. I'm not doing that. Why? Connie Ditkus. I'm a woman. Okay, that's good. We need women. It's all guys anyway. It's not all women. It's all guys. Guys that won't pay their child support payments. I've been told that I look like Kurt Russell since I was in my mid 30s. At first I didn't know who he was. Then I went, oh, that guy in that movie Overboard. Oh, the guy that was in that movie Escape from New York or something like that. I think that's the guy. He was an actor since childhood. Yeah, he's a good actor. This guy's an absolute joy. At Jay Fernie 26, this guy's an absolute joy, and people just small-minded and nothing better to contribute to conversation. Well, thank you for the compliment. I try to be. I'm not a nice guy. I'm a fair guy. I used to be a nice guy when I was 17. When I turned 18 and my high school sweetheart dumped me for the pest control guy, I started being a fair guy and not just a nice guy. That was at the age of 18. You kind of remind me of Dr. Oz, not Patrick Swayze. Dr. Oz, really? Richard Hoffer. I'm female. My name is Barb. I'm using my son's phone. Some guys are so ignorant. Here. Well, there's a lot of smartasses around. He played Superman in the 80s. I actually met Christopher Reeves when he was alive after he was paralyzed. I met him in an old naval hospital in San Pedro on Palos Verdes Street when he was filming in there. They made the whole inside of the bottom of that naval hospital look like a police station. I met him. I didn't get his autograph or anything. I mean, he's paralyzed and stuff like that, but I talked to him. He's a really nice guy. He was a really nice guy. How are you doing tonight at Hollywoodland? 21, Moises Mendez, 4396. I'm doing fairly well. Yes, I am. I'm holding in there. I have a doctor's appointment in the morning. I have to go to bed early tonight. I don't think women can say whatever they want, and I'm a woman, but I know what you mean. Rebecca McKinnis, 4598, 33 minutes and 9 seconds. I'm on here usually at least 36 minutes. It might be a short night. I might go on longer. I don't know. Yeah, I got to be in bed by 11. I got to wake up at like 6 in the morning. Yeah, they can't. That's what I'm saying. Rachel M603. You can't help them unless they want to be helped. I know. I'm still thinking about it. It's painful. I'm not going to stop being friends with a person. It's just that, because when they're not on that stuff, they're like really, really nice. They're a really nice person. You know, they're wonderful. They're creative. They're original. They're a good conversation. They have a good sense of humor and everything like that. They're a beautiful person. They dabble. I think it seems that way. When you get over the age of 40, it's time to put that stuff away. And by 45, it's time to put the cigarettes away. I'm just letting you know. I'm late with the cigarettes. Would you ever live in Chicago? I don't know. I might. I am looking for places in Missouri. I'm looking for places in Missouri. In Kansas City, Missouri, Independence, Missouri, and around there on the Missouri side. I'm also looking in Gladstone, Missouri. I'm also looking on the other side of Missouri. I'm looking in the suburbs of St. Louis on the Missouri side. I'm looking to relocate, yes. You can get a house out there. It's actually more expensive in Charlotte, Raleigh, North Carolina than you might realize. I might get more for my money in Missouri, and I want a little bit more of a winter. It's not my family. Yes, it will. Alcohol, if you drink too much, if it can kill you. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I used to have a really bad problem with it. I don't anymore. God has to change them. We are all born in sin. That's right. We're not, everybody's evil. We're not good. What was George Bush Sr. saying? He was saying something about, I believe that most people, he's sitting there in the White House. He said, George Bush Sr. was saying, I believe that most people are inherently good. No, they're not inherently good. People are inherently sinners. They're inherently evil. Well, there's different degrees of evil, but I mean, we all fall short of the glory of God. What was that George Bush Sr. talking about? I never liked that guy. I wasn't a fan of his son either. Well, congratulations, Sam Miles. Congratulations. That's a major accomplishment to graduate from high school. No, I cannot be anybody's sponsor. Not on here. A sponsor, that's something that I would do in real life. But I would try to find somebody that has been in a 12-step recovery meeting that has finished all of their 12 steps. And if you need a temporary sponsor, at least somebody that can take you through steps 1, 2, 3, and help you do a 4th step. And the AA Big book. And then find a sponsor that's long-term that can take you further than that. Somebody that has at least a year and a half sobriety, at minimum. That's my opinion. Greg Frost, answer the damn phone. Jesus saves right now. 49 people in here. Quit drinking when I was 34. Mikey Mike said, I quit drinking when I was 34. I'm 53 now after drinking literally every day through my 20s till then. Wow. And I bet you feel a lot healthier now, don't you? Bet you sleep better. Congratulations. Jerry Moody, 1259. A lot say Kurt Russell, but I'm thinking more akin to Robert Redford. I believe that I actually do also look like Robert Redford when he was younger. Maybe if my hair was a little bit lighter. And he's a younger guy, like in his 40s or something like that. You feel a lot better? I'm glad that you do. I would imagine you do. I felt a lot better not drinking after about 9 months. About 9 months, I really started to feel better. I was still smoking cigarettes, but I just didn't feel like I could sleep better. About 9 months. Well, fairly better after when I stopped drinking for maybe about 4 months, I started feeling a lot better. But I really felt better 9 months after that. Definitely an actor in the 80s look. Yeah, I can imagine that, yeah. At Emo Fox 7, I found you again. I'm still here. Hollywoodland22 is still here. Yes, I am. Quit smoking. I quit smoking using the Walmart nicotine patch system. It's 3 boxes you buy. You start at a certain 21 milligrams of nicotine, then 14, and then 7. And then I started chewing the nicotine gum. Then I started chewing like extra gum, that real cheap gum. I just bought boxes of it. I just chew gum all day because I'm so fidgety. And I'm dual diagnosis. I mean, I have manic depressive illness too. So they call that dual diagnosis. Got bipolar 1 disorder, plus you have chemicals and alcohol addiction. I had it all. I mean, when I was living in Los Angeles, I used to work hard and play hard. So I had the money coming in, but I also played hard too. And I was wrecking my body. I decided I wanted to try to live to be 103, like Jiminy Cricket. You know, if you know who Jiminy Cricket is, that little cricket from the Pinocchio safety videos we used to watch in elementary school. Well, they could use you as a double in either movies. I figured the pay would be good. You know what? If somebody did offer me a job, if I was offered a job to be in a film or a television program and the money was right, I would sign a contract. Yeah, definitely. Just for fun, you know. Not for a career or anything. Maybe, I don't know. But if somebody offered me that, I would, you know, fly out to wherever I need to go. I know that. I know the area. I know where they produce, they manufacture the television shows and movies where a lot of it's done is in Burbank, Culver City, Studio City in the San Fernando Valley, and Hollywood itself, and the area around there. I know where it's done. I lived there for 30 years. I just never got into it. Boomer Sooner 799. He looks familiar. Do you know me from Cherry Hill, New Jersey? Do you know me from Philadelphia? Do you know me from Bellevue, Kirkland, Redmond, Washington, the suburbs of Seattle? Do you know me from the San Fernando Valley or Hollywood? If you remember me, I lived there for 30 years. I lived in Van Nuys. I lived in North Hollywood. I lived in Chatsworth. I was all over the San Fernando Valley. I even got on the red line and the orange line. I was in Hollywood, all up and down Hollywood Boulevard. I've been in Culver City. I lived for a while. I lived for a couple of years. I lived down in South Robertson, on South Robertson, just south of Beverly Hills, going towards Palms. Boomer Sooner 799. Did you ever live in the Los Angeles metropolitan area or live in LA itself? Rachel, thank you for the encouragement. Rachel M603. Okay, Brad Pitless, 837. Do you know the Norcross brothers from Camden County? You mean Camden County, New Jersey, where Camden, Pennsauken, Merchantville, Maple Shade, the west part of Cherry Hill, the east part of Cherry Hill. What else is in Camden County? The White Horse Pike, the Black Horse Pike, all that stuff, Haddonfield, all that. I know Camden County fairly well. I don't remember Norcross brothers, but you may have seen me in Cherry Hill working in the Cherry Hill Mall as a very young guy, maybe 16, 17, 18 years old, something like that. Or if I was going back there on vacation to see people, you might have known me. I've been around Camden County. I lived there for a little bit, and then I went out to Los Angeles. I know people in Merchantville too, and Pennsauken. Brad Pitless, 837. Oklahoma. I lived in Lubbock, Texas that's a place I forgot. The 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, and half of the 9th grade, and then moved back to the Philadelphia area and lived in Cherry Hill, New Jersey to finish out high school. So if you've been around Lubbock, my mother lived out there with my brother and I. She worked for Texas Tech University, and then she worked for Texas Instruments until they closed down the Texas Instruments plant. But by that time, I had already gone back to Cherry Hill, but they closed that down. She had to go work in the Louisville plant outside of Dallas. Happy belated 4th of July. Thank you, Emo Fox. I'm born in late June. I'm a late June Cancer. Never crossed the Norcross brothers. That's what we used to say. Ironic. I lived in all those places and now do a Mel Gibson impression. I can't do one. I don't really know. He acts a little bit hyper. Well, I do too. Somebody's telling me to dance and calling me a monkey. That's not very nice. I think you have to go. Goodbye. Camden, New Jersey. Rachel, M603. Camden, New Jersey is where the Dance Party USA was filmed in the 80s and the 90s. I wonder where. I wonder where it was filmed. Camden's kind of a rough town, especially in the 80s and the 90s. Really rough. I wonder where they filmed it. I wonder if it was near the riverfront, if it was in one of the old RCA buildings, like the Victor Talking Machine building, or because Rutgers University does have a law school there and a liberal arts school there. Rachel, I'm very aware. I did go to school there. I almost got an associate's degree. So I wonder where in Camden that was, or did they do Dance Party USA? Did they actually do it in? I don't know. They could have done it in a warehouse or something near the Cooper River Park or something like that. Or they could have done it on Mount Ephraim Avenue somewhere, over near the Circle, over near where the Black Horse Pike is. Do you know where they did that? Because Camden's like really rough. Really rough. I would have a hard time believing they would do it like in most neighborhoods in Camden. Maybe Camden County. No, I'm a Cancer zodiac sign. I do not have Cancer. Bro looks like Elvis Presley. No, but I did have a lady friend whose father looked like Elvis Presley. Long time ago, but I can't say her name for privacy reasons. Used to watch it on television. Dance Party USA. I remember that. Maybe it was in Camden County, New Jersey. I'm not sure what. I'm going to look that up. There's Camden, then there's Pensacola, and then there's Cherry Hill. That's how the towns go, going down Route 38 and Route 70. Marty Garcia, this is where the real Kurt Russell lives. Hi, are you in a movie star? No, my name is Hollywoodland because I lived in a neighborhood that was built in the 1920s. I lived in a guest house behind a mansion back in 1989, and I only paid $450 a month for rent. The catch was that it was all the way up the hill in Upper Beechwood Canyon, which is the area that's just below the Hollywood sign. The sign used to read Hollywoodland because a housing developer put a sign to promote the housing development, and he called it Hollywoodland. And the neighborhood is called Hollywoodland. It has cottages up there. At first, it just had cottages. The mansions were put in later. And some of the old cottages are still there. And I lived behind a fairly big house. I lived in a guest house for about maybe 10 or 11 months. And I just call it Hollywoodland because that's a neighborhood I used to live in. I could go out my back door and I could look over the fence and see the Hollywood sign. It was only like a quarter of a mile away, or maybe a half a mile away. It's hard to get up there. You really have to go from the backside. You have to be in the San Fernando Valley and go from the Warner Brothers and the cemetery side. I can't remember what the cemetery is called, but you have to go on the other side of the Hollywood Hills and go up the backside to get to it. It's easier. And people live there too. They don't want you going up in the front way. Really? I did not know that. Kurt Russell wears glasses now, right? I think, is he married to Goldie Hawn, the actress? I like her movies too. I always thought she was cute. I think she must be my mother's age. Some women retain their looks until they're into their 70s. Did you know that? They do, in their 80s too. By the way, it's all men, just to let you know. It's all men. All you men need to pay your child support payments, like I did for 18 years. Yes, you do. And when a woman says no, do you know what that means? It means no. It means go away. She didn't pick you. And you'll never know why. You'll never know why. There doesn't have to be a reason. And women are allowed to complain. That's what women do. They complain, they bitch, they do all kinds of stuff like that. They want to tell you when you come home from work, if you're married to them or they're your girlfriend, they want to rant. They want to talk to you about all the problems in the world, and they don't want you to say anything back. Don't say anything back because they get mad at you. And if you need a break, excuse yourself, go outside, walk around the block a couple times, cool off, and then come back in and listen to some more ranting because they're emotional. They are very emotional. Okay. And your job is just to sit there and listen to them. Your real job, well, that's one of your jobs. If you're a real man, your job is to go out and hunt and go find resources and bring it back to your woman. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be opening the door for ladies. You're supposed to be making sure that they have a roof over their head and that they're safe and that you provide for them when you're in your 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and all the way to the day you're not even here. You're supposed to just give. That's what your job is as a man. You were born as a man. You're supposed to give. If a woman, all these women are saying, oh, these men are saying, oh, these women are being picky about the guys. They're not being picky about what you look like. Well, that might be the case if you don't take care of yourself, but they're really picky about the fact that you won't work and you're in your mother's house playing video games. They're not going to pick you. If you go out, you work. I don't care if you work at 3 fast food restaurants and you're working towards something. They can see that you are a consistent person and that you have a beat up old car and you're still going to work and you're living within your means and stuff like that. They see that you are a man that gets up and goes out and handles life and deals with everything, no matter how bad you feel, to bring that money in. You're going to be a person who will develop into a good provider, and you will be consistent, and you'll be able to give her a place to live so that you can one day bear children and raise a family and stuff like that. She will see that in you. And even if you don't make that much money, she can work too, and that you guys can work together as a team or something like that. You can have a life. It's not about what you look like so much. It's about, are you a person that has drive? Are you smart? You save your money, live beneath your means. Do you have stick-to-itiveness? Do you stick to something? Are you a man of your word? Love is an action word. If you love the woman, if you really want the woman and you want to love her, you'll show her that you, through your actions, that you love yourself enough to go out and work. In your 20s, at 25 years old, you are willing to work 70 hours a week if necessary to make sure that you have enough money to live, even in a job that you don't like. You go to work. It's not supposed to be fun. If you become an actor and you have kind of a fun job, well, you're lucky. If you go to school and you're smart and become an aerospace engineer and design satellites or something, that's kind of a cool job. Not every job. Work is just exactly what it is. It's work. It's W-O-R-K. Work is not supposed to be fun. Adam screwed up a long time ago in the Garden of Eden, and then he had to go till the soil. Do you think he had a good time? Yeah, but Eve might have made a mistake, but after that, Eve was his woman. At least he had a woman, a friend to hang out with. I don't know if he was prosperous. Okay. At Dick, you are actually a dick, just like your name, and you're gone. Goodbye. Jesus loves you, Dick. At Blue Jay 11111. Women want a man who shows up on time, does what he says he's going to do, and follows through. Yes, those things and will work. and will work 70 hours a week if necessary. And will relocate if he's in a crappy state like Mississippi or Arkansas. They'll move to Texas where all the work is. They'll even dig ditches if they have to until they find a better job. They'll get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. They'll wake up at 4:30 in the morning, go to bed early, wake up at 4:30, drive all the way to work, do a construction labor job if that's all they can do, and if all they can find. And they will just pick up heavy things all day long from 6 o'clock until 2:30. And then when they're done with that, they will come home and they work a second job at Taco Bell making bean and cheese burritos, and then go to bed real early, okay, like around, I don't know, like 9 o'clock, crash, wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and they'll do their construction job, and then they'll make bean and cheese burritos at their second job. And they'll do that for about a couple of years until something better comes along. Won't they? Until one day, they'll decide to work in the construction field and learn a trade, or they will become, what I would suggest is to become a manager of the Taco Bell, because those guys actually do make some good money. If you manage a fast food restaurant, which is a lot easier work than doing construction, you actually make more money doing that. Did you know that? I know a guy that went to high school with that ended up being a regional manager, not a district manager, but the district manager's boss, a regional manager of corporate McDonald's all over the Philadelphia metropolitan area. And that guy was making he was like about, I ran into him when he was like 28 or 29 years old. He was 29. And this guy was like a district manager. And this guy was pulling in like over $100,000 a year back then, making more money than an engineer. So don't knock fast food. Well, it looks like Dick is going to keep coming back. We're going to hide the user again. He's going to change his name again. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't touch that dial. How does that song go? I've had just about enough out of these two. If they don't stop making all that noise, I'm going to have to call the authorities. What's the matter with you? Does anybody ever get the feeling that they're being watched? I do. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for subscribing to this non-monetized channel. This channel, YouTube does not pay me anything to do this channel. I do not need any money from this channel, unless I get to 5,000 subscribers, which is my goal. I would like to get to that in less than a month. I have a goal by September the 1st of 2026 to obtain 10,000 subscribers. It is free to subscribe to Hollywoodland22, which is my channel name. My handle is at Hollywoodland21. Either way, if you can get to the subscribe button and press it, it's free, it's fun, and it's easy. And it'll get this channel big enough that we can all meet all kinds of other Americans, and we can start talking about things that are really important that the government cannot fix, like getting our country back together, because there's some issues going on. It's not the young people's fault. It's the people that taught the young people things that were false about humans, about themselves, about society in general, and about the United States of America. The children were taught wrong. They were taught wrong somewhere in between the early 2010s all the way up until about this year, especially in the public schools. And also Hollywood did have a little bit to do with that, but not much. But some of the advertising companies might have taken their cues from the universities, the Ivy League universities. They had people in the Ivy League universities and some in other private universities, and also in the public school system, where a lot of people got in there and the teachers were teaching falsehoods to the children. And even the children, now that they're older and they're in their 20s and early 30s, they're actually 40 years old. And they were taught this stuff like 20 years ago. They're taught things about the United States of America and about people, and about nationality and ethnicity and race and all kinds of things that are just completely false about this, false. And it's destructive to the people they taught it to. And now the people are in their 30s and early 40s even. They're in their late 20s, 30s, and early 40s. Those millennials are realizing that they were screwed. They have all this money to pay back for college tuition. They were lied to by their elementary school teachers. They were lied to by the high school teachers. They were lied to by their college professors. They were lied to, and now they're stuck with all these bills and everything like that. And they found out that they were told a bunch of falsehoods. That's sad. And guess what? The government cannot fix it. We have to fix it. We have to go teach them on the internet, in the churches, and something that I think that this internet is a wonderful place to help the younger people. They can feel like they're just going to give up, like they're never going to buy a house. How would you like to be 40 years old and you've been working, you went to college, you're trying to pay back your college loans, and you're working, and you're an assistant manager of Taco Bell, and you're making about what, I don't know, $50,000 a year, and you're living in Arkansas somewhere, and even the houses in Arkansas are a little pricey, you know, and half your friends are dying from illegal rug overdoses and stuff like that. It's kind of like, how would you like to live like that? See, I didn't do that. I'm a Generation X, Boomers and Generation X. We had our problems. I mean, we had some really bad dudes that are around my age. Some of them didn't make it. They were gangs and into rugs and all kinds of stuff. But what was done to the millennials, the lying to the millennials in the public schools and the colleges, was really, really bad. And guess who taught them? All the rejects. You had some people that hated this country, that taught them things that were incorrect about this country. You got people that live in Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles, that literally do not know that there was a war with Mexico in 1846, that we won the war in 1 year and 9 months handedly. Well, actually, the Mexican army did put up one hell of a fight. us trying to get from the Gulf of Mexico into Mexico City, but they eventually lost the war. And then we felt bad about it, and we made a deal with whoever was in charge at the time and gave them 15 million United States dollars in 1846 or 7 or 8 or one of those years to rebuild their country. And then we paid them another $15 million to buy the southern part of Arizona so that we can put a railroad line through there. Okay. A lot of people in the city of Los Angeles are being taught in the public schools in Los Angeles that all kinds of horrible things about the United States. We stole the land and land that a lot of people were not even living on. It was empty land. And they don't understand that that was a long time ago. And to the victors go the spoils. That's just the way things are. Okay. Don't kill the messenger. I'm just letting you know that's what James Polk and his buddies did. Okay. And they really, really think that Los Angeles belongs to Mexico. No, it doesn't. It is part of the United States of America. And Mexico is a very highly productive state. The wealthy people are taking all the money, and there's a lot of people that are living in Mexico, and it could be a very rich state if they didn't have so many crooks that are running Mexico in the District Federal, in the federal district. If they didn't have so many crooks stealing the money there, the average Mexican citizen could be living almost as good as a United States citizen. That's a very rich country. It has oil, has silver, has rare metals. It has gold down there. I mean, you didn't think the Spaniards found all the gold, do you? Mexico could be like a gigantic California when California used to be a really rich state. Can you imagine how powerful Mexico could be? But they're not teaching the children that. They're teaching the children to think like a communist. It's disgusting. But enough about that. It's horrible what they're teaching those school children in Los Angeles. And you know what? Gavin Newsom, his wife, and Karen Bass, and all the rest of them, they better get some lawyers. They better hire a law firm real fast if they haven't already. Hear about that chick that had a wire on her? Did you hear about that? See, LA used to be a really cool town. Everybody got along. There wasn't no stealing catalytic converters at 3 o'clock in the morning. Not every place was all gang banged out. It was just parts of South Central and East LA that had some problems with gangs. It wasn't that bad of a problem. And you did not have 100,000 people living in tents and cars and RVs everywhere. LA was the best place in the whole world to live, all the way up until about 2015, and everything fell apart. People are pretty laid back there. People are bilingual there. They speak Spanish and English there. They're really nice people. The average person in Los Angeles is really nice. I had to leave Los Angeles after 30 years because my wife just couldn't be there. There were so many vagrants there that were, a lot of them were criminal. The homeless hit different out there. And I couldn't have my wife going to the grocery store. Well, I can't be at the same place as she is, right? So, I mean, she's coming out of the grocery store. There's people aggressively panhandling her, guys trying to grab her and all kinds of stuff. I can't have that. I love my girlfriend. I mean, I don't want that happening. Okay. Just to let you know about everybody that's always complaining about illegal aliens all the time, stuff like that. I lived in LA long enough that I learned how to speak about maybe a first grade level of Spanish and stuff. And I worked with a lot of Mexican Americans and Guatemalans and stuff like that. They're hardworking people. And most of the ones that live in Los Angeles County are citizens of this country. I think that Los Angeles has about 900, I think it's somewhere around 950,000 undocumented people. My personal opinion is, if anybody's undocumented in this country and they are a violent criminal, they should be removed. Any violent crimes, gone, bye. if anybody's been in this country and they're illegally in this country and they've been here for a while and stuff like that, I think there should be some type of an agreement made with our government, maybe a fine that they could pay off maybe in about 5 years, 10 years or something like that, and get them to the point where they have a work permit and they can have an avenue to a green card as long as they have not committed any violent felonies. I mean, just the logistics of removing 33 million illegal aliens from this country is just, it's something that you would have to do on a military scale. It's just, you know how much it costs, an enormous amount of money. I just want to see anyone that's not a citizen of this country that is a violent criminal removed immediately. Also, there's a lot of bad men in the country. They were taught bad things, or they grew up in a house without a father or something. They were not taught to be grown men. Maybe we should help them somehow. Help them learn how to be productive members of society, because we don't want a bunch of prisons full and everything like that. There's a lot of bad seeds. There's people that are just bad men that are United States citizens. Dudes that look like me, they're just bad people and stuff like that. They hurt women and elderly and stuff like that. They need to go to jail. They'd be punished for what they did. Don't get it twisted. There's a higher percentage of American citizens that are violent criminals than there are people that are illegally in the country. Most of the people that come over here that came across that border, hey, they're just trying to make some money. They want a better life. They don't have the $2,000 or whatever they need to legally come over. They just don't have it. They can't get $2,000-3,000 together to do the paperwork and shit. I knew a lot of people that had questionable paperwork that I worked with. There were a lot of really good people. You should go to Los Angeles sometime. You should go and hang out for a couple weeks. You should go to East LA is what you should do, or go to Van Nuys, California, and hang out there for a while. There's some really good people out there. Or Panorama City. Go to the Panorama City Mall. Go there. Hang out. Hang out with those Mexican Americans and those Guatemalans and stuff. They're actually really nice people. When you get to meet them, they're beautiful. They'll invite you into their home. They'll cook you a barbecue, man. One day, when I'm not around anymore, or I'm an old man, Mexico will end up being a first world nation. It has just too much wealth there. Those bad guys over there in that corrupt government, they're on their way out. I've been to Mexico. I've hung out there. I know what it's like. They're a lot like Americans, to be honest with you, especially in Monterey and places like that, and all the border towns. Mexicans in Mexico, they kind of act like Americans, but the thing is, they have better cigarettes. Like, their cigarettes don't have all those extra chemicals in it like ours do. Their Marlboros, like regular Marlboro Reds, they taste like Winston's. They have like a harsher taste because it's real tobacco. You go to Tijuana, across the border from San Diego, and taste their Marlboros. Mexican Marlboros taste way better. They taste like real tobacco. At first, they kind of hurt your throat, but after a while, you get used to them, and they taste like real tobacco. They don't have all those chemicals that make you super addicted and you can't get off cigarettes. And their Coca-Cola comes in glass bottles and stuff, but they have real like sugar in it and stuff. Their Coca-Cola in Mexico is really good. And you know what they like over there in Mexico? They like Kentucky Fried Chicken, and they like Walmart. Go figure, dude. With the exception of like southern Mexico, like down in Chiapas and places like that, or Acapulco, most of Mexico, especially like the northern part of Mexico, it's kind of like, if you mix it's kind of like Texas a little bit, like Texas and New Mexico and Arizona. It's kind of like that. It's funny. It's like America, but from like in the 1940s or something, when there used to be poor people and stuff in some areas. You should go down and check it out. What do you think, Julie Newman? Isn't Mexico, when you go down there, the average person is like really nice? And they have a lot of like minerals and rare metals and oil and natural gas and all kinds of stuff. They could be the average Mexican citizen in Mexico could be like living like an American, like right now. Maybe better. Since somebody wanted to bring up something about a document around here. Things have changed in Mexico. Well, I was in Mexico in 1979. How about that? In Ciudad Juarez, when there was only a couple 100,000 people. So you're talking to a person that was in Mexico in 1979. I remember 1979. I remember in 2006, the last time I was in Tijuana. Now you want to get some real Mexican food, like the tacos they really make, like the Sonoran Mexican food. They have different cuisines depending on what part of Mexico you're into. They eat more beef in like Durango and and Chihuahua and Durango and stuff like that. They eat more beef. Or near Reynosa. Or if you go over near San Diego in Southern California, over there they have Sonoran and the stuff they eat in Baja and stuff. It's more like a Sonoran Mexican food. They eat a lot of tacos and stuff. Tamales are all over the place. Am I a Teams guy? Not really. I should get into it. The part of the danger thing in Mexico is late at night and at nighttime when the streetlights come on any of the border towns, you want to be inside. I'm going to tell you that right now. Border towns at night, inside. If you're traveling from the border town and you're driving down to, say you're driving down to Guadalajara, you're driving down to Monterrey, you want to get to there before it gets dark. You want to stay on the federal roads. Mexico has its own federal roads, and you want to stay on the federal roads and don't go on the state roads or the off roads. Don't do that. Stay on the federal roads. Don't stop for anybody. Okay. And go drive during the day in the morning. And by the afternoon, you want to be in the next town that has proper lodging, and you want to go inside. It has to be a sizable town, at least a medium-sized town. Okay. And you want to get inside and don't be driving at night, even on the federal highways, because it's in the rural areas where you might run into bandits or something like that. For real. I'm just telling you, I've been there a lot. In the cities, Mexico City is, I think, bigger than New York City. Mexico City is like high up. It's high up in elevation, and there's a lot of pollution there and stuff like that. So if you have any cardiovascular problems, you might not want to go there. You might want to try Guadalajara. Pay the cartel to visit her. Wow, that's going to be rectified between the United States government and also the Mexican government and the Mexican Marines and stuff like that, with our help and our assistance with satellites and with our satellites and precision weapons and drones and things with the Mexican military. The cartel situation is going to get rectified. I don't know how many years it's going to take, but I think in the next couple of years, you're going to see some major rectification of that issue. You can take that to the bank. The border area is dodgy, but the cartels aren't interested in tourists. They're not. Not really. I still wouldn't drive at nighttime, even on the federal roads. I would be inside. Tijuana is one thing. Mexicali, Tecate. Juarez is different. Juarez and Reynosa, I wouldn't go there. That's just me. I mean, I'm not allowed to carry, a pew pew with me. And I'm outnumbered anyway. I wouldn't go to those towns. I would go to Tijuana during the day. You ever been to Bragg? You mean like Fort Bragg? Dude looks like Kurt Russell's long lost brother. I know, it's fucking funny, dude. Dude, that's funny. I'm thinking about letting my 5 o'clock shadow grow for my next live stream. My next live stream is going to be, here's when I live stream. I live stream on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York City time. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm in Eastern Standard Time. Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States of America. And this channel is not monetized. I decided to not monetize this channel. I do not make any money right now. This is for fun. I am looking for subscriptions. I will, when I get to, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscriptions by, let's see, by September the 1st. I have about 1,300 some change subscriptions. And I need your help to hit the subscribe button. It is free. I do not charge to subscribe. I don't think that I'm ever going to charge to subscribe to my channel. Hollywoodland22 is my channel name. My name is Randall. You can call me Randy if you want. And you could talk about whatever you want. Just don't talk about anything that's anti-Semitic or I'll block you. Don't talk about racial bigotry or I'm going to block you. Do not talk bad about women or children or I'm going to block you. Those are the 3 rules that I have. Oh, a 4th rule I'm going to add in. Do not slander my character. You can talk garbage about me, but don't slander me and call me, say something about me that's not true. Or you're gone. I have some monitors, Jerry, airline_pilot, Daniel Hallman, and at Dakula1. Thank you all for being really good moderators and keeping my chat flowing. I do appreciate it very much. When we get to like 5,000 subscribers, we're gonna have, when we get my chat flowing, like zipping like this, like fast. Rapido. Muy rapido. When my chat gets like that, where I can't even read everything, we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. I guess you figured that I'm straight now, huh? You know why? Because I look straight. I act straight. I am. I don't know about you, but I eat pussy for a living. I really do. And I like women that are very curvy. And I like that. Bodacious tatas, very curvy, very feminine looking. Those kind of women, yeah, that's the kind of women I like. I mean, I'm not going to dislike a woman that lifts weights and has big giant muscles and stuff like that, but it's kind of like, what is that? Trying to be a guy. I thought you were in LA, Escape from LA. I lived in Los Angeles in the city of Los Angeles for 30 years. We split. It's just too many problems right now. They have a corrupt government there, and they're like short. They're short like 5,000 police officers. They're supposed to have like 13,000 police officers. They have like 8,000 left. And a lot of those police officers, they're administrative. It's just they lost a lot of people off their homicide department. It's just, for a while there, they had a no cash bail system there. They don't have that anymore, but it's just a lot of problems. It's overcrowded anyway. The city should never have had 3.9 million people with an additional 1 million undocumented people. It never should have been that populated. It's a city that should have 1 million less people there. It should be like 3 million people there instead of 4 million. It's just too many people there. Yeah, I know it's going very bad. Thank you for calling me a smart man. No, there's wildfires all the time. Now they have people, a lot of the guys who used to put out the wildfires that were really good at putting out wildfires, they retired. And after the coronavirus debacle in 2020, a lot of guys retired early at 55 years old and took their pensions and stuff. They split, and a lot of people didn't want to move there. And they have all these new hires and stuff that they're trying to train really fast on how to put fires out. They don't know how to do it yet. They're not really trained well. And it's really in a precarious situation. Actually, in my personal opinion, from being there, not just casual observation, but actual direct observation of what's going on in 2020, 21, 22, and 23, right before I left to come live in the Charlotte metropolitan area in North Carolina, I noticed that when I left, I felt that the United States federal government needed to go into Los Angeles and fix it. I'm not saying necessarily the military, but they needed to go in and they needed to do something about the corrupt politicians. They need the FBI there. They need the ATF there. They need ICE there. They need everything there. They need the DEA there. They cleaned up MacArthur Park, that park you keep seeing on television. 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. That's where the 18th Street gang territory is. That's the largest gang in Los Angeles, street gang. They need to dismantle the Mexican mafia. They need to do a lot of things. The FBI really needs to hit that hard. What work did I do in Los Angeles? I worked in the nightclub business. I worked selling aluminum siding and vinyl siding to people that lived in the suburbs. I did cold calls. I worked on commission sales. Also, I did some earthquake cleanup work in 1994. It was my first big earthquake there. What else did I do? I worked in hotels, tourism, and related services. And also, I worked in retail for a while. Let me see, 1 hour and 27 minutes. Let's see what time it is. It is 7:49. Guess what time it is? It's time to refill my old Powerade Zero bottle. Powerade Zero from the Coca-Cola bottling company. Coca-Cola company, they call it now. That's what their name is. But there's not Coca-Cola. There's no Coca-Cola products in here. There's no electrolytes in here. What I'm going to make is something that is made from tap water. We're going to take you over to the filling my water area. Once again, just like we did yesterday, we're going to have a lot of fun now. We're going to pour this in here. See how easy that was? Dull. Individual packets. Mix it with salt. It costs like $2 and some change. Sometimes I use these, and I mix it with tap water. Right here, this tap water here. See a little thing. And I don't spend a lot of money to hydrate myself. I was a child in the late 70s. I did not drink out of a garden hose, but I did use the sink. So I'm still alive, and I'm older than you probably. It's cool and refreshing. And the Dole individual drink mix, you know what it makes me feel like? It makes me feel like a real winner. It does. Now we're going to put all this up. Safety first, put the scissors up. Hey, how do you like my floor? How do you like my carpet? How do you like my wall? How about my popcorn ceiling? You like that? You like this light here? It's pretty bright, isn't it? Boo. Did you ever get the feeling that you're being watched? 250 years old. Are we the oldest surviving republic? I'm not sure. We like to say we are. Maybe there was an older one. Who knows? I'm not a historian. My name is Randall. This channel name is Hollywoodland22. And I would like to ask you to please hit the subscribe button. And my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by, well, September 1st of 2026. And I need your help from all you beautiful people to do that. Just hit the subscribe button. Hollywoodland22. All one word. We could talk about sobriety. We could talk about staying clean and sober. We could talk about politics if you want to. I don't care. You could talk about being a transformer more than meets the eye. You could talk about anything you want. I do not like to talk about subjects about like gender and race and ethnicity and all that stuff ad nauseum, like continuously. That part of our culture is over with. That's very 2015, 16, 17-ish, and that's gone. I'm not into it. I want to talk about what's inside here. That's what's important in a person. Not if they're a man or a woman, not if they're what color they are or anything like that. All that stuff is surface stuff. It's not, I want to talk about what's inside here, what's inside the heart. I would prefer to talk about that. And there's no anti-Semitism allowed on my channel, or you're blocked. There's no racial bigotry, or you will be blocked forever from being on my channel. And no talking bad about women and children, or you're blocked forever. Okay, thank you. You can talk about just about anything else you want. You can talk about Joe Biden's kid presumably doing blow in the White House bathroom. You can talk about that too. Yeah, you can talk about that. I don't care. You can talk about Trump. This is not really a political channel, but if you feel you need to talk about it, I don't think there's any. You can discuss aliens, yeah. I don't believe that there's any aliens and flying saucers coming across from outer space from Uranus. That's how it's pronounced, Uranus. It's not Uranus, it's Uranus. That's just a gas giant anyway, that nobody lives there. Maybe there's intelligent gases. Did you ever think about that? Intelligent gases that have a completely different society than we do. Hello from the North Pole. Hello. I'm glad that somebody from the North Pole has entered. 81 people in my chat. Let's get about 200 people in my chat. Why don't you tell all your friends that Hollywoodland22 is on right now? Let's get 200 people flying in my chat. You want me to act stupid? I can act stupid too. I feel very confident of who I am. It's called a wormhole. Plasma. Well, we got all kinds of people in here. Look at that. Is it all messages? Yes, it's all messages. Let me ask you a question. Why are you watching Hollywoodland22? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Huh? Tell me. Are you special? Tell me how special you are. I want to hear it. I want to hear how special you are. Come on. Sometimes I feel special. Special needs. Yeah, I like to shake it up real good, don't I? I do that really well, don't I? Did you notice? It's funny. Is it funny looking? Powder Puff says, your intelligence I can see. You could help many people. Thank you. Is this the bad guy from Halloween Town? You seem cool. Well, I try to be cool. I try to be cool like Elvis. Maybe one day. I'm not really big on TikTok. I chat on TikTok. I have a small circle of people that I watch on TikTok. I watch Human Scab. I watch Tongue Bitten. I watch Skittles. I watch, who else I watch? Let me think. Terry Law live. I watch a few other people. McHenry Cruiser. Oh, I watch Miss Fucking Wonderful too, but she's on YouTube now. MFW, do you know her? Katie Roby. She's got a fantastic channel. Check it out. You'll thank me in the morning. Powder Puff says, don't cut yourself short with Elvis. You're above that. Really? I did not know that. In my spare time, well, I like to go to the Motel 6. They always leave the light on for me. I just want everybody to know that before the cream sits out too long, you must whip it. Now whip it into shape. Shape it up. Get straight. Go for it. Move ahead. Try to detect it. It's not too late to whip it. Whip it good. When a problem comes along, you must whip it. When something's going wrong, you must whip it. You know that. Hot water time. La 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 la. La 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 la. It's tea time. Would you like to come over here and watch tea time? We're going to make some hot tea here. Tea time. Wake up, people. First, we put the fake sugar in, the generic equal. I'm frugal. I too shop at Walmart, and I will, no matter how much money I have. I do not need money from you. YouTube does not pay me anything. We're not going to monetize this channel until I get to perhaps 5,000 subscribers, which will happen fairly fast. I need you to hit the subscribe button, and let's get me to 5,000 subscribers within the next 30 days. We're going to have a lot of fun here. We're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about, not me. Because if you think about it, I control the channel, but it's really your channel. I think there's a person that's on social media that I found out. Oh, I know there's a person. There's a person that watches social media and or is a live streamer. And I'm not sure which one it is that is talking garbage about me. Does anybody know who it is? Okay, I'm going to put my glasses on. You tell me. Anyone in this chat, if you have knowledge of who it is that I know for a fact that there is an individual talking garbage about me and slandering me. And it's a person that watches, but I don't know what their channel name is, but they know me from the past. And it might be an ex-girlfriend. It might be some guy that I used to be friends with that I'm not friends with anymore. But it's somebody. Somebody is talking garbage about me on YouTube and or TikTok or another platform. And if you guys are professional TikTok watchers, or YouTube watchers or Kick watchers and somebody's talking garbage about me, if you could reveal who this person is that's talking about Hollywoodland22 and what they are saying. I know they're saying something. I've heard some rumors. I've been on here for about 8 months. Somebody has discovered me that has a problem with me. I don't really have a problem with anyone. Just found this channel today. I don't know you, but I know it's hard to tell who's on this app. Crazy. I hope you're okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm doing fine. I'm glad I woke up. I'm glad I wake up every morning. It's just that I just recently found out within the last 3 days. In the last 3 days, I discovered that there is a person, and I don't know who they are, that is slandering me, that's got some sort of a problem with me. Maybe, and I believe it's a person that may have known me in the past. Maybe they don't like that I broke up with them, or they're a friend that's a male that I had a falling out with, or something like that. But for whatever reason, they know who I am, and they are slandering me, and they are talking garbage about me, and it's on the internet, and it's on social media, and they are very elusive. And I do not know who it is, but I will discover who it is eventually. I don't know that guy. It happens to other people. I'm not the only person this happens to. You're a Bollywood boy, huh? You're in India and Bombay? Is this AI? No, it's not AI. It's a real guy named Randall. I grew up in Philadelphia, lived in Los Angeles for 30 years, and now I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you, Powder Puff, for subbing. And tell your friends to sub to me. I'm free. I don't charge to sub. YouTube's not paying me anything. I'm not even monetized. Not until I get to 5,000 subscribers. I think I have about 1,300 and change, maybe 1,400 now. I'll have to check afterwards, but we're getting there. I might, if I can get to 5,000 pretty fast, I might wait until I get to like 77,500 to monetize. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to read up on monetization and see if it's worth my while to monetize at 5,000. I might have to wait until 7,500, but we'll see. I'll let you guys know like next Thursday. At P. Geezy, 2396. This is both spiritually and physically arousing, and I thank you. Well, thank you for coming on to my channel. No, it's not paranoia. I know for a fact. I found out. Steel Leaf 9440. Yo, Randall, that's my name. Thanks for remembering me. Oh, you are from India, Bombay. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me from Bombay. So how's the weather there? Is it nice and hot? Hello from Germany. Welcome in. I'm doing well. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. That's the main thing I need help from my viewers now, is to hit the subscribe button to my unmonetized channel. I think I may monetize at 5,000 subscribers. We'll see. I might wait till 7,500 subscribers and then I will monetize. And I may wait till I get to 10,000 subscribers to monetize. But at a certain point, this channel is going to be very big. This is going to be a big channel. This is going to be a very big channel. It's going to be huge. Very big. And you can take that to the bank. This channel is about whatever you want to talk about. You like Charlotte, North Carolina? I live outside of Charlotte. I'm not a big fan of Charlotte. I'm a little bit disappointed, but I think Charlotte can get better. It's better than living in Baltimore. I live just north of that. I'm in between Raleigh and Charlotte. Okay, I made my tea. Throw that in the garbage can. That tastes good. Thank you, Powder Puff. I appreciate it. Thank you. Aman. Thank you. I have a girlfriend. I'm not married. You would make a good therapist because you want to hear from what others have to say. Listening skills are important. Yeah, I talk because I'm manic. I'm bipolar 1 disorder, but I do want to hear more from you. I know my story. I don't tell my story unless I get up to like 5,000 subscribers. I'm going to start telling you my story, the details that I want to. The cool stuff. I tell you where I lived. I grew up in Philadelphia. I lived in Los Angeles, California for 30 years. I know Texas really well. I know Florida fairly well. I know the Washington, D.C. area, and I also lived in Washington State for 3 years. I know some things. I've been around. I used to be in California, I sold aluminum siding. I did cold calls on straight commission. I've been to the Blue Ridge Mountains. I've been to Helen, Georgia, and I've been all up in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Yes, I have. They are amazing. At the Ambit Lady. Thanks for coming in. Randy Marsh. 6666. What was Goldie Hawn like on the set of Overboard? You're funny. No, I'm not Kurt Russell. Thank you for calling me very handsome. I'm on. Thank you. Curtis family. That's what she said. At Sherry Alani, you look like a youngerish Goldie Hawn's dude. Oh, really? Yes, I've done all those things, Michael Knight. I'm a sinner. Yonkers, New York. I've been there. I've been to White Plains, Yonkers. I remember Fort Apache back in like the early 80s when it looked like something bombed it. Remember that? They cleaned it up. I heard that the South Bronx borough has really changed a lot. At Curtis family 2006. See, man, I'm not the only one that thinks you look famous. Really? I wonder who thinks I look famous. Bro looks like a 70s actor. Laugh out loud. Really? That's interesting. Maybe it's the haircut. Michael Knight. We broke God's laws, but Jesus paid for our fine. That is absolutely correct. Jesus is my Lord and Savior. Transfer the trust from yourself to the Savior. Trust in Jesus. You are absolutely correct. And I'm a flawed man. I'm very flawed. Do you take medicine for your disorder? Yes, I do. And I will not tell you what kind of medicine I currently take. I used to take lithium carbonate, but my body, it became too toxic for my body. So I have to take other medications for it. And it keeps me from getting I have fast thoughts, like racing thoughts, and I have to take medication to go to sleep. Because I have what's called mixed states, bipolar disorder 1 with mixed states where I can be depressed and manic at the same time. When I'm like very manic, or I'd go into a depression for like a week and I won't even be, I might even, you'll see me doing my lives and I'll be like not even wanting to get into it because I'm so depressed. Thanks for inviting us all into your life. The Ambit Lady. You're welcome. Definitely look like everyone's telling me I look like I'm famous. Maybe I should go back out to Hollywood and audition for a film. Do you think I should? If somebody was watching here that wants to offer me a job, I would go all the way back out to Burbank or wherever in the San Fernando Valley or I don't know, Albuquerque if they want to film things here, or Atlanta, Georgia, or Charlotte. They film some things around here. If somebody wants me to be give me a paid, agreed upon acting role, and I like the payment, I would be more than happy to help you out with your project, just for fun. We'll see where it goes. Yes, drug prescriptions are highly toxic, including the aging agent, which speeds and accelerates the aging process. Your skin elasticity, your cells that have to reproduce are getting hammered down. I agree with that. Golden winged spirit orb A0379. I agree with that. I agree with that. Most of my family looks much younger than our biological age. I look younger than my biological age. I'm not going to tell anybody how old I am. Not on here. Yes, I look like myself. That's correct. Barbie, Joe, 55, I look like myself. That's correct. When I was on lithium carbonate, Michael says, when I was on lithium carbonate, I hated it. It requires constant blood work, and you can be toxic with large doses of it. I can't even take 2 lithobids. Remember lithobid? That stuff, the lithium that was better for easier on your stomach. I got to the point where I could not take the amount of lithium I needed to have it work, because if I took that much, it would be toxic. So I had to stop taking lithium after like 12 years. So they had to put me on different stuff. I'm not 65. I'm nowhere near 65. No, I'm not. I'm not absolutely nowhere in my 70s. Towley, 420. Yeah, I bet you do like to. You want to get high? No, you're wrong. I was kidding. You don't know. You don't know how old I am. Tally, you actually don't. I'm not. No, I don't know what you're talking about. No, wrong. All wrong ages. You guys can keep on thinking. But just remember, before the cream sits out too long, you must whip it. He thought it was my Sharona, but really, Sharona belonged to a lot of men. She was down in the hood, man. Did you know that? $34, really? I did not know that. You made a mathematical estimate? Really? Did you? You look like a well-preserved 77. Yeah, I'm not. I hope I make it to 77 years old. I'm here to collect. Don't play dumb, pretty boy. Oh, you call me a pretty boy? Fuck you, bitch. I'd show you the asphalt, you little bitch. Call me a pretty boy? You're gone. You're a little bitch. A well-preserved 77. I look like Kurt Russell. Look at all this. This is so funny. Don't touch that dial. I'll be back. I shall return. Okay. Who do we have here? If your brain is younger than your age, then you're friggin' winning. Well, I'm 19 forever. How about that? Barbie Joe, 55. Doesn't matter to me the age. I wonder who you are at Barbie Joe, 55. I wonder who you are. I swear I've seen you somewhere. Maybe you saw me in the San Fernando Valley or Hollywood in Los Angeles. Or you saw me in Philadelphia or Cherry Hill, New Jersey. True. True iRod 5089. Hello, sir. Hi. Thick and blurry. I've been to Cancun. It's like, I go to Florida. Same difference. I like Four Seasons. I'm headed to Missouri, Kansas City, or St. Louis, or maybe in the middle of Columbia. Not sure. You buy a house there. Kenny! Saw a cockroach, really? You're 49, your girlfriend's 22? Wow, really? Y'all have anything to talk about? Okay, well, you're gone talking about bad about women. You're gone. I told you not to talk about. You're blocked forever. I'm not. I haven't had a drink in 19 years. You look like a post-mortem Antonio Banderas. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I'll get it fixed. Well, you think so? You're gone because you're slandering me. Goodbye. Who said I wear mascara? What are you talking about? I do not wear mascara at all. That's weird. That's really weird. 85 people in here. I need you to hit the subscribe button. You know, hitting the subscribe button is free. It's fun. It's easy. And it makes you feel good about yourself. I have a goal of getting to 10,000 subscribers by September the 1st of 2016. And the thing is, I need your help to get there. I can't do it myself. This channel, I'm not making any money. YouTube doesn't pay me any money. None at all. Doesn't pay me any money at all. None. I'm not going to monetize until I get to at least 5,000 subscribers. Possibly I'll wait till 7,500 subscribers. Because I don't really need the money. I cash out people money and PayPal people money that need money. Well, I think that's enough caffeine for me tonight. It's 8:22 and I have to be in bed at a certain time because I have to wake up very early tomorrow morning. Did you know that? Do you know I'm 6'1"? I'm 6'1", 168 pounds. Think that's too thin? I'm going to go all the way down to 150 and get super thin. 6'1", 168 pounds, and I'm trying to get down to 150. So I have the other two muscles. So I have 8 muscles on my stomach. I'm a washboard stomach. I got 2 now. I got to lose 8. That would be 18 more pounds, and I'll be really cut with a 30-inch waist. I have a 32-inch waist, and I'm going to get down another 18 pounds. I'll have a 30-inch waist then. 5'11", that's tall still. Now we're at 2 hours now. Well, you know what? It's about time for me to call tonight because I have to go to sleep very early. I have to wake up. I have a doctor's appointment. I have to wake up at 6 o'clock and do a lot of things, take care of some making bread before I get up, get ready, and then make some bread and then go to the doctor's appointment. I'll be back in the afternoon. I might decide, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are my days off. I have to do, I got a life, okay? And wow, I'm thirsty. Wow. Very, very thirsty. Did you ever get, like thirsty? I am. I'm thirsty for something. Very, very thirsty. Like an animal. Prune juice. What would anyone drink? Ew, that's gross. Prune juice. Thank you. You're welcome. And I will be back. I might decide I need people to hit that subscribe button. Just hit it. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get me up to 5,000 subscribers. I know you can do it. And you know what? When you hit that subscribe button to a non-monetized channel like me, a guy that likes to just hang out and talk with you, you know what that makes you? That makes you a driver, a winner. Things are going to change for you for the better. I can feel it. So let's all hit the subscribe button to Hollywoodland22. And let's get me up to 5,000 subscribers in the next 30 days. I know we can do it. We could do it together as a team. This is a team. This is a team for all of us to get to know other people. We're going to fix America on YouTube. That's what we're going to do. We're going to fix this fucking place. Because the government's never going to fix it for you. They're not going to fix anything. Not permanently. Oh. I'm so white. My shoulders. You see, I actually have shoulders. I got shoulder on that side and shoulder on this side. You people are beautiful. Thank you very much for coming in and watching Hollywoodland22. Remember to hit the subscribe button. Let's get me up to 5,000 subscribers. Just tell all your friends to come here and hit the subscribe button. Why not? Might as well. Most of these other YouTubers, they're not that fun anyway. They're not any more fun than I am. You see, we're on a mission. We're on a mission to change the world for the better, to save puppy dogs and get the gasoline prices to go down and do stuff. You guys have a wonderful evening. I will see you. My channel is Hollywoodland22. Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 6 p.m. until whenever. You're beautiful. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button and getting me up there in my subscriptions. Let's get to 5,000 subscriptions by the end of July. Thank you. You guys are fantastic. I'll see you. I'll see you Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for coming in. Thank you to all my moderators. I love you guys. I really love you guys. This is fun having a non-monetized channel. I like it. I just like to meet people. I do. Love you guys. See you Thursday, 6 p.m. Tell all your friends. Bye-bye for now. Stay safe.